After the chemical reactions of the period third elements, the next topic is the physical properties of the oxides of the period third elements. A quick summary of the trend is given in the table. You can see the table. We have formulas of the possible oxides of period third elements: sodium oxide Na2O, magnesium oxide MgO, aluminium oxide Al2O3, silicon dioxide with formula SiO2. Phosphorus, as we have already discussed, has two type of oxides: P4O10, which is called phosphorus 5 oxide, and P4O6, which is called phosphorus 3 oxide. Next is sulfur. Sulfur has two type of oxide: sulfur trioxide and sulfur dioxide. Then we have chlorine. Chlorine has two oxides: Cl2O7 and Cl2O. Now we will discuss the structure. We can see that the first three oxides, that are sodium, magnesium and aluminium oxide, they are metallic oxide, and they have giant structure which consists upon ions, and the silicon dioxide is a covalent oxide. It has a covalent giant molecular structure, and the last one are the non-metallic oxide. They are molecular oxide. They consist upon small molecules. Next, we will discuss about the melting point and boiling points. If we talk about the melting points and boiling points, the values of melting point and boiling point depend upon the forces of attraction which exist between the molecules of the compound. And if we talk about the metallic oxides have strong bonding, and due to this they have greater melting points. And if we talk about the non-metallic oxide, that the last oxides of this period, they are non-metallic oxide. They are molecular solids having smaller size, and their melting point and boiling point are low. But among all these oxides, the silicon dioxide has the highest melting and boiling point among all the oxides of this period, because silicon dioxide has a giant structure. In this structure, silicon atoms are capable of making bond with the silicon atoms of other molecules. So it produces a giant network covalent structure, and due to this giant network covalent structure, its melting point and boiling point is highest among all the compounds of this category. Next is the electrical conductivity, and you know that electrical conductivity means the power or the tendency or the capability of any material to pass the electrical current. And depending upon their metallic property, the first three oxides, being metallic oxides, are good conductors of electricity because they have free electrons in their structure and they have ionic structures, and these ions and free electrons are meant to the easy passage of current through them. So they are good conductor of electricity. And the non-metallic oxides are non-conductor or insulators. Next is the molecular structure. You can see that the first three are the metallic oxides, and the one silicon dioxide is the giant covalent oxide, and the molecular oxides are phosphorus oxide, P4 molecule. The structure is given in figure 13.6. Next is the structure of phosphorus 3 oxide, which is given in 13.8. Its melting point is 24 degrees Celsius and boiling point is 173 degrees Celsius, and it is and the structure is given, it is triangular structure. Next is the phosphorus 5 oxide. Phosphorus 5 oxide, the structure of phosphorus 5 oxide is given in this figure, and its melting point is 300 degrees Celsius. It is a subliming solid which directly converted into vapor state without passing through the intermediate liquid state. You can practice the structure. And next is the sulfur oxide. Sulfur has two oxides, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. Sulfur dioxide, it consists of simple molecules of SO2, and in this sulfur uses 4 of its outer electron to make double bond with oxygen, and it has one lone pair. You need 2 electrons in one forming one lone pair on the sulfur atom. And in sulfur trioxide, you can see the structure. In this structure of sulfur trioxide, sulfur is using its 6 valence shell electrons to make 3 double bonds with the 3 oxygen atom at the same time. And next is the structure of chlorine oxides. Chlorine form 2 types of oxides, Cl2O and Cl2O7, and the structures are given in figure 13.15 and 13.16 respectively. So this is all about today's topic, till the structure of the oxides we have discussed today, and the next topic will be acid-base behavior of the oxide. We will discuss them tomorrow, and inshallah I will post the solved quick quizzes soon. Till then, Allah Hafiz, and take care and learn all the important topics and important question by heart.